Okay, guys. So this is basically so if you guys are wondering why we're at a new house or why any of the things that are happening right now are happening, well, it's because I was getting a little bored and I was thinking about moving my Sims who have so much money saved up to a new house and having it be like kind of a riches to rags or something like that, where they would have obviously jobs and all those other things already in a big house already in or whatever. But the caveat to that was going to be, can they survive on their own? Okay. In that big house, can they afford it with the small amount of money they get from each of their jobs and professions? And I've given up and I have drank the Kool-Aid and I have gotten businesses and hobbies today. So the main reason for that one specifically was that our main character Leo was starting to get, now that his romantic situation and family situation has changed for the better. There wasn't much else for him to do aside from taking care of his kid, I suppose. But she's like, not a toddler or like kid, yeah, toddler still. But yeah, so there isn't much for him to do. I got rid of the butler service. I didn't feel that was necessary anymore because it's toddler now, so she can easily go to her own room and here in this one, like what I was my other big reason for starting this thing was that like I was trying to get them to move into a pre-made beautiful big home in the 50 by 50 lot in the horse ranch world, all the way at the edge, most western northwestern edge of the world map. But I don't know if that specific build was too big, too heavy, had too many things, whatever it was glitching the hell out. Whenever I try to load into it, it would be loading and loading and loading and not doing anything. And eventually I made the stupid mistake of like saving my Sims with that thing in the hope that if I saved at that particular point, it might actually let me access it and wouldn't be loading forever. Well, unfortunately, that didn't end up being the case. So I had to delete that whole save file, right? And almost all the achievements of my different Sims. So I had to get rid of that whole save file, which I ended up doing, and luckily, like, had enough time to share the household to the gallery. Because the only reason why it wouldn't load is if you were trying to load into that lot. If you were just loading in general in the overall world map, it was fine. So for that, like, just sharing them to the gallery and then, bringing them into a new save. Completely new save, so this was a completely new save. So my brain didn't work until after all this issue happened, where I could have just made the new lot myself. But because of all these issues, I eventually, as you can see, did make a new lot. It's a shell actually, so like you can tell from like when I was starting off that it was a shell. I'm not really good at, like, I'm good at decorating and everything, and even build mode I'm pretty good at, but, like, I suck at terrain paint. When it comes to building a specific floor plan, I am terrible at it. As to the reason why I always have, like, technically already made floor plans in the, like, build series that I did before. And so yeah, that's that. So I managed to get this off the gallery, this thing, and so I was like, there's a lot of stuff I want to get done, and I need to get done anyways. So why not just, make it myself? So I ended up doing this. And I have to say, it looks freaking awesome, right? So this part of the room with this bed and the books and all that, that's supposed to belong to Leo's partner, now engaged, and he is a fitness obsessed dude. So, um, yeah, normally they also have their own, like, they have the bed together, but um it's like fine. Everybody, like, this time around, everybody has their own room. All the rooms make sense. There isn't like way too much clutter, so I don't think we're gonna get that issue ever again of the video not loading whatsoever. That was just insane, man. I really didn't expect that to happen. But yeah, here I'm like creating a semi gym, so connected to his room and connected to the room of the toddler. Um, so that's another thing. Toddlers get their own room also. It's beautiful. And honestly, I think this is like one of my most like mind-opening like builds I have ever made, and one of the ones that I'm like so freaking proud of. I feel like I did such a great job, and I hope you guys can see that. Instead of just writing off other people's coattails, sort of did that because I got a shell, but the most uninteresting parts were already made, thankfully. The kitchen and the bathrooms. So yeah. And I love their big kitchen because usually I can't figure out a correct layout for it and stuff. And the type of doors they use are just so freaking cool. Like, I don't know which one it comes in. I think probably these are um, uh, the acting Get Famous. I think that's where maybe perhaps the doors are from because they just look so nice. But yeah, I created like a mini little library for him, his own little space, and this can be increased, like, because it is a legacy after all, right? So like all these rooms are gonna become very, very useful because most likely I don't know if I'll ever come up with a better build than this one. So I think I'm gonna be probably keeping this for a long while. And the other thing we can do is like we can remodel, add on, exchange, all that, but keep this specific house, like pick it up and put it in other worlds in the future. I was gonna say in future, but as I'm American and it's the future, but Britain, Australia, Canada even probably is like future. They don't use the or they use it in strange situations. So yeah. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out the little floor plan of this taller room and not wanting to block the door. So just trying to make it look as cute as possible and personalized. Because a lot of the wallpapers and the flooring are uniform throughout, which is very, very good. Not something I would have done exactly if I was making it all together. So that's another bonus, right? I don't have to go out of my way to add all these different types of flooring and wallpaper. It's a lot better and easier and faster. Okay, so I'm super thankful to whoever made this shell, and I will try to find out their name and ID and everything and then shout them out. But it's in one of the most popular parts in the gallery, looking it up for these types of things. So I don't think that person is going to have too much of a hard difficulty of being found out. But it's best to always give out a shout out, always. Because, yeah. And here I was doing basically the little Simsy things to figure out like what kind of stuff I want in each room. So that way it would make it even easier. So yeah, this is Leo's room, Leo and his partners, but mainly Leo because everybody has their own room and that's where all of them belong and everything. We don't need to share anymore, which is so great. And we have all these awesome views, we have this awesome house and everything. Although we didn't earn it, but maybe we did because Max Death Dude on mine probably could have. I mean, they afforded a lot of stuff. So plus we're gonna get a huge amount of rent with this build this house, we're gonna get a lot of rent. So that's another thing that's gonna control the amount of money I have. So I will not most likely, hopefully, not have a lot of surplus. So we can, you know, just have fun, and I can try my hand out at a you know, uh, semi rags to riches, which I've never done, and it's just so strange to me, and not something that's like in my way. So I'm doing it my own way, and I think it's just coming out really, really nice. And adding the extra stuff, I forgot to add the burglar alarm to the bottom floor, but we should be very, very fine because the last time a burglar tried to burgle us, Leo kicked his ass. So yeah, and almost not all of my sims have like great physical like fitness skill except for the blonde kid. But other than that, everybody has, and I'm trying to get him too because I don't want him to get diabetes, so I'm trying to get him to have a healthier life, exercise more, and everything, and he does. He does tend to do that alongside Leo now, so that's perfect. But yeah. So we've got our desk over here, and then little office room. That's what I did for like each of the different sims in each of their rooms, or even like in separate rooms. Is that I gave them little office rooms like this, so they don't have to share office space anymore, or be distracted or stressed out. So there's plenty of rooms for them to go around and do their own thing, and for me to figure my stuff out. So yeah. And you're just adding in that painting from Life and Death. It's always super important to me, and that's gonna be something that it updates by itself. Like you don't even have to add a new one; it automatically updates with the Sims going in and out of the household. And if you guys don't know, Ashley died of freezing, and so did her daughter. So Sunny's sister also died, right? So yeah, that's another thing for why we had started this new fresh thing. But I'm very hopeful, and this time around, just to avoid that freezing pool or hanging out issue, I added in a pool in the inside also, so if it is winter time and they still want to go to the pool and all that, they can, if they so wish. So that's my solution to that issue, and hopefully we won't have a repeat ever of that incident. Hopefully. It's chaotic and entertaining, but oh my, it's terrifying. So yeah, especially because it's a legacy challenge, I don't want people to die anytime soon anyways, right? I don't want them anytime soon. Here, adding the extra shelving, which they actually added a quite ton amount too, which is great. I didn't notice at the beginning, but yeah. I'm just glad, I don't have to build a kitchen myself. That part always takes me forever. Instead, I got to like decorate them with like everything. I feel like every room has its own thing that they all resonate, they all have their own quirks, and but most of all, everything flows. Again, I suck at floor plan, so having this is just, it's a godsend. All right, okay, now adding the extra skill rooms and stuff, or just skills in general, I suppose. I mean, this way, like if they paint or if they play the guitar, they won't be bothering anybody. Plus, pretty cool to do it on a balcony on a third floor building. Ooh, now I'm like getting to the other floor. This one was a little interesting. Some parts did get left out, and I thought they were recorded or whatever, but they weren't, or I don't know. Like, especially like where I made the indoor pool, indoor swimming pool. But all the bathrooms stayed, so yay, the most important part, right? I want to cry. But yeah, at the end of the day, you guys are gonna see it anyways because legacy, baby. So it's fine. It's okay. We're living and we're letting live. Live and let live, I say. Especially in this economy. Okay, what room is next? Did I decide? Yeah, so like each of them were like being made for different like rooms, specifically catering to a character, as I said in the beginning. This one was now that Blake and Diane are both actors, because Blake actually got a good deal for switching over his job. So this one is a room for Diane, and will have all her stuff that she needs. Vanity, a TV, everything really. I did add a vanity, correct? Or not? It was just thinking about the different paintings and stuff. Like how it came out though. Really, really like it. Yeah, yeah. So now I'm just like adding those extra skill things. So the live streamer thingy, the drone for her. And yeah, I added her vanity, which is great. Awesome, and gold, and it all mixes well together. Perfect. And that little extra, like, if she's gonna stream, she's gonna have the beautiful setup and everything. It's gonna always make it look like she's going to a wedding, or she is at a wedding, or it's her wedding. Wedding. So I added a hamper and everything. I did, alongside the pool area, there is a room for laundry. So, yeah. And what's next? Moving the camera so much. The next bedroom is Blake's, I believe. Mr. Actor number 2. Alright, so I was going with his like old farmhouse or whatever, like how that one came out with the little pink colors for the bedroom. But I was thinking, and I'm like, this is supposed to be a hooker. Or more like a pimp. No. More like just Don Lothario. Without the creepy, incestuous plot. But yeah. Yeah, like some of the swatches on this bed are just so weird. I get they're like trying to reference the Sims 2. But damn, are some of them rough. This is the only one that feels like it's not from a different game. Or something I can actually use, specifically for my taste. But it really goes along with the wallpaper, so. And then added a small little pooping situation here. Which is freaking awesome. So, yeah. And you know, that's the other thing, like just regarding every other function we have added, the ability for all their needs to be done on time now are gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Like, that's just one of the main things, which is just awesome, truly. And just adding a lot of things like different vibes to different rooms. I think that TV ended up being a little too big, so I went with that. And yeah, like I think every room aside from the toddler bedroom has a TV. So now they won't bother each other. Just like, never thought I would make such a interesting austere room. But I did it. We did it, Joe. We did it. We did it, Joe. Yeah, Joe, we did it. But yeah, and now the cat room, which she probably won't use a lot, I think, or at all. But more like of an animal room. That's the other thing that like I really liked about one of the builds that somebody else made for the horse ranch. Not on this lot, but in a different lot where I am currently, and that one is like huge, like farmhouse and everything. So all the animals, so like going forward, it would be that like the next legacy dude. He wants to be friends with animals, wants to be that whole like obsessed with animals and stuff. So like I really was looking towards that storyline, but now that we have our own baby and that didn't go out the way that we wanted to, and I make my own thing, new ways to do things. We can always do other stuff. The Sims 4 is here to stay, it seems, so I might as well make use of that, right? Time to sleep with Slip Sheep and a nice bathtub because we have it nowhere else except here. Or we do, actually, I think, for the toddler on the first floor. And here I was trying to figure this out too because I was like, we gotta make them look better. Can't just have like every flooring and every wallpaper to be the same. So yeah, I combined these two. Very interesting combination, but if it works, it works. If I like it, I like it. But yeah, and then these other things. Switching stuff around and figuring things out. How many bedrooms is that completed by now? And kind of adding like skill rooms, piano, because they had a piano in the other home. So this is a homage to it, just a lot more fancy. And next we have... Swear though, thank goodness for my Rogue Strix laptop. I don't know how much the other one was gonna withstand as compared to this one. Probably not a lot. Or perhaps enough, but not as much that's expected and necessary completely. So we're figuring out, making these middle walls that just be more structured and having a reason. I wish we could make the wall a little more thicker instead of adding more room into it, but I digress. Okay, what's next? And what's the other thing? So that's so necessary. I don't have to add lights everywhere. But yeah, the main thing is the kitchen. They did the kitchen for me, so that's like a huge, uh, thing out of my way. Like, just yeah. And this is like kind of like the butler's pantry, but because we don't have a butler anymore, more of our own pantry. Which, again, when I went into playing this household a little bit, tiny little bit, 30 minutes, they use this place to a good extent, actually. They make very good use of this space. And so do I. I don't show it here, it doesn't get recorded, but this one also has literally every single kitchen appliance you can think of in the whole game, and they make use of all of it. So it's actually a ton faster for them to do that than to cook their own meals. So I think that is just awesome. And here I was like getting that semi idea of doing that. Oh no, I actually do it, I think. Yeah, so microwave, coffee, all those drink trays, sugar cane tray, coffee, tea, kettle, another trays, ice cream maker, every application, that tea set, some, washing machine, washing machine? No, dishwasher, yeah. I have a dishwasher, but all we do in my house is that we just use it as storage instead of ever actually using it for the function that it is supposed to be. I mean, we're used to just cleaning dishes by hand, so it's just like something new that would be to get used to, but yeah. And here I'm going with the extra sofa in there because I didn't feel like there was enough space to sit. So now they have a lot of space to sit. And then here is where I added in the pool and the animal lover's bedroom. All right, bye everybody. Thank you for watching and see you all tomorrow. Hope you really liked it, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell because you may think you're subscribed, but you might not be subscribed, and you are subscribed, but you don't get every notification that I put out. So click that notification bell. Anyways, bye. I hope you guys enjoyed.